WWE or WWF, call it what you want. There was new names, new wrestlers, new authority figures, and a new brand split. Some people would refer to the year 2002 as a transitional year, but I'm going to refer to it as a great year for wrestling. Welcome back, guys, to the channel. It is time for our 2002 WWE roster tier list.
And to be perfectly honest, normally I dread tier lists, right, because we're ranking current wrestling. But I'm looking forward to this. 2002, I loved the year. There was a lot of bad stuff, right? But you know what? The greatness, the good, it outweighed it. And the superstars that come with it are going to get ranked the STF.
Yes, if you're in
I like that, STF.
Yeah, STF. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, right, so there is 6 categories here, and we are ranking them based on their 2002 performance. So don't get your pants in a twist here. Someone who is phenomenal, someone who could be one of the greatest of all time, maybe didn't have a good 2002, and they might find themselves lower down the list than they normally would. And if you flip that, someone who isn't very good, but actually had a good 2002, could find themselves higher up the list. For me, that's the best way to do these, because you're ranking it on the year, so why not actually rank their performance based on the year rather than just what you think of them overall as a wrestler. So I think that makes sense. We are going to start with the alphabetical order, it looks like. So we have Al Snow up first because A is first in the alphabet, for anybody that didn't know that.
Yeah, it's definitely in alphabetical order.
But we will be ranking Al and Head together.
Al and Head together, right.
No Al Wilson on this, by the way, either. He's dead.
He's dead. Well,
he made it in 2003, but he didn't make it on this. I think to be on this, you have to have had at least one match. So that's the criteria. You need to have wrestled at least one match. So therefore, it's a no for Al Wilson. It's a yes for Al Snow. S, A, B, C, or D. Where's Al going?
I'm going to put him in D. Alright, he had practically no matches. He was only on Tough Enough, and he only came back to have like mini feuds that lasted maybe a week, 2 weeks tops. It was nowhere near back.
Yeah, I mean, he came back to hold Maven's hand.
Aye, and somehow let go.
Got beat up by Brock Lesnar as well on Brock's debut. That was pretty good, but overall, I mean, Al Snow didn't really do much. You would struggle to put him higher than D, so I'll say D. I mean, not a disaster. I mean, it was alright for what it was, but I mean, he really didn't get much screen time.
He's rated that low because he didn't get much time. I like Al Snow. I think there's a place for him, but once the hardcore title goes and you're on a show called Tough Enough, you're not really going to be utilised, and this is the beginning of the end for Al Snow.
It is. I mean, maybe at the most you could put him in C, but I think D is probably fair.
Yep.
Right, up next we have Albert, aka the A-Train. So he disappeared for a long period of time, pretty much almost gone for what it felt like the full year. Last time we'd seen Albert, he was running about with X Factor, which was X-Pac and Just Incredible. And then he kind of just disappeared, and then he came back as the A-Train, and he talked about how good he was, really. Nobody matches up to the A-Train. I mean, it's a new gimmick or whatever. It didn't really impress me much. I would say Albert's probably I'd say he's behind Al Snow in the
I'd
D.
say he's behind Al Snow, because you know what, right? This is a guy that actually got time at the end of the year and did not utilise it. I don't rate A-Train.
Is he better? Has he improved? I don't think so. I mean,
no.
I think he was quicker, faster. And
I preferred him when he came out with a weird turtleneck,
probably more agile.
jelly sort of thing he had rolling.
Yeah, people, even when he came back in 2012, people were like, oh, he's been in Japan, he's learned all these moves. I thought he looked awful in 2012 when he came back to WWE. So yeah, Albert's going in D. Up next, we have the Animal, Batista. So originally starts off in Smackdown. He is, I guess, Devon's security, Devon's handler, Devon's protection. You know, he's the enforcer for Devon Dudley. And then we see him get moved to Raw, where he starts hanging about with Ric Flair. I mean, he doesn't really wrestle that much, but I think you can tell that he's going to be, you know, a top star, even though he got a limited role here in 2002. So yeah, Devon, time to rate him. I mean, I'd say he's the best out of the three so far. I'm going to put him at the top, but whether that be in the D category
I'll
or the
put him
C
in
category.
C. I think bottom of C is fair for Batista. I think he had a decent enough impact And you can tell this guy's going to be something with the full. He brought a uniqueness to the ring, in my opinion.
He did. He brought a uniqueness to the ring. Up next, we have the Big Boss Man. I mean, this could be the first F.
It is going to be an F for me. Brought him back, teamed him up with. He was teaming up with Flair, wasn't he, for a wee bit? Or was it McMahon? I think it was actually McMahon. The guy sucked. He came back in the Rumble, man. And he was feuding with Austin. He was having matches against Austin on Raw.
I mean, I don't mind Boss Man, but it was, I mean, he was there for a short stay and it sucked.
It did, right? Talking of sucking, well,
it's a Big Show. So Big Show on SmackDown won the title off Lesnar through Taker after the stage. I mean, it was eventful. I just don't think any of it was very good, to be honest. Every time Big Show comes out, I do kind of get bored. I know he's a world champion, but for me, C's about as high as I can put the guy, and I would actually probably put him behind Batista. So.
I'd put him behind Batista. You know why? See, if you swap the two and you give Batista Big Shows like spots, holy moly, Batista could have been rose to the top a lot quicker. I get it, he was green, right? But Big Show is just so boring.
Now, he did have the NWO run as well, and he was teamed up with Ric Flair.
Ooh.
And the more you speak it, him and Flair versus Austin, I think the more you, the more you remember this, you're getting closer to the D category, but I think we'll stick him in C. We'll find a wee bit of respect here.
He scrapes a C.
Yeah, he scrapes a C, but not impressive for Big Show. Right, up next we'll build him up. So disappeared at the start of the year. Obviously, once the alliance was over, there was no real need for this guy. Now he has made a return at the end, and he's been destroying people in squash matches, and it's just, I personally don't think it's that interesting. It's weird. I'd probably put him top of D, because I think he's actually looked alright in the squash matches, but it's just, I don't know what they're doing. I don't see the long-term plan with this guy.
Yeah, I'll put him top of D, I agree with that. Again, just a weird guy to push.
Yeah. Up next, we have Billy, one half of Billy and Chuck. He had the tag team titles for quite a long period of time, almost made history on SmackDown by getting that gay marriage thing over the line. It didn't quite happen. As much as I thought Billy and Chuck was good, I think the ending and the explanation, basically, for not getting married was they were just joking. I thought it was a bit of a cop-out, but then again, how could you end it? You know what I mean?
They weren't actually gay, that's the thing.
As good as it was and entertaining as it was, I think after the failed wedding, it just fell very, very flat. But it was good while it did last. I mean, it's not my favourite version of Billy, but it's probably Chuck's best run of his career.
Absolutely. I mean, and he has his weird Undertaker gimmick in about 4 or 5 years after this. But as for Billy, I'm leaning towards B. I liked Billy again.
I'm thinking B. I don't think it's good enough for A.
No.
But I think it's B.
If it ended strong, A could have been possible, Billy.
Alright, Billy Kidman, Cruiserweight Champion, hung around with Tori Wilson, did a weird Al Wilson impersonation, beat Jamie Noble for the Cruiserweight Championship. Other than that, didn't really do much for me.
I'm going to put him in front of the Big Show. I think, I never really rated Kidman. He is boring, but you know what? It's not like, he's not forced down your throat. He's just a part of the Cruiserweight division, and when he had segments, I thought they were alright. He's just a nothing guy.
Nothing guy. So there you go. I agree. We'll stick him in front of the... I mean, maybe he could have been a bit higher, but I prefer Al Snow, to be honest. Up next, got Booker T.
A.
Very good run for Booker T. The stuff with Goldust was great, even though, I mean, it did get... I mean, it's not that it got stale. They kind of just stopped doing interesting stuff towards the end of the year. Once he accepted Goldust as his tag team partner, I think the tag team did kind of decline a little bit. Arguably the best member of the new NWO.
Yes.
I mean, the whole I'm just a sexy book, that was a great wee backstage.
It's an A for me. I mean, it did get repetitive and a bit stale at points, but you know what? This guy was single-handedly carrying Raw for a period.
Yeah, he was. Could it have been S if some of the stuff never dropped off?
I think so, and I think this guy should have had a world title run in 2002. I'll stand by that.
I believe 2002's also... Is that the supermarket? Or is that 2001?
That's 2001.
Must just be close. So.
It's close, like, but
Yeah, I mean, could you make what I would
I like to reserve my S's for, you know.
I think if Booker T had a couple of better matches, I think he just lacked the big moments, didn't he? Yeah, he was a funny comedy guy, but in terms of the main event stuff, in terms of the standout Booker T single matches, where are they?
Yeah, they're not really there. But Bradshaw is here. Got injured halfway through the year. APA dissolved. He had a decent singles run.
Hardcore champion.
For me, I'm going to put him top of C.
Top of C. I think that's fair. Bradshaw getting a wee taste of what he can do as a singles guy. Obviously, he had the hardcore title run, which was interesting. And I think C is I think C is fair. I like Bradshaw.
Up next, we've got the first S. The best debut year in WWE history for me. Brock's the man. Yeah, there was a few things that weren't perfect, like the Taker feud, but every time he had a match, it was great. I don't agree with the Big Show loss, right? But you can't take away the year.
You can. I think Brock Lesnar worked better with Paul Heyman. Although I'm pretty sure they do get back together, but I don't know. I think they should have just kept him with Paul. But yeah, fantastic year. Bursts onto the scene, wins the King of the Ring. Great matches with the Hardys, RVD. Fought his King of the Ring semi-final match against Test, was really underrated. Then obviously he beats The Rock. Has that epic match with Taker at No Mercy. Him and Hogan was good. I mean, him basically fucking taking Hogan out was a massive spectacle as well. So
could he be one of the guys whose debut year's the best in his career? Now, I'm not necessarily saying it is, but is he one of the few guys that you can make that?
Well, I'd probably say so because I mean
AJ Styles maybe
2003 is only a year where he's full time. Really, as much as you can like Lesnar's years after that, I mean he's a sporadic guy.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, up next we have Bully Ray, a bit similar to Bradshaw, where we see him get a single run, we see what he can do on his own, but I think he made more of an impact than Bradshaw. I was impressed with what I seen with Bully Ray. Got a match against Triple H, wanted that world title, ended up getting the hardcore title, then gets teamed back with Devon towards the end of the year. I mean, it was a good year but I would say B.
It's a weird one, right? Because the Dudleys, I wouldn't say they sucked, but they weren't good, alright, in 2002. But I think their solo runs were very good. Entertaining, at least. Devon's, from a standpoint of, that guy's push, not really, but I say B as well. I'd actually put him in front of Billy.
Yeah, I preferred Bully Ray or Bubba Ray. And you know what? I think the Dudleys, when they reunite at the end of the year, it's decent, but I just think it would have been better to see these single runs actually last a little bit longer. Up next, we have B2. Right, okay. Just because I like Cena, and this guy hangs around with Cena, I don't know if that's enough, honestly. I'm not sure that's enough to...
I'm going to say D somewhere.
I think that's a jet. Well, I'd say bottom of D.
That's what I'm saying. Somewhere at the bottom.
Purely why? Because he hangs around with John Cena?
I actually think he's alright in the ring. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't really see how we can differentiate here between Bill Buchanan and Bill DeMont. Is what it is.
Well, Bill DeMont's actually came back and he's been winning. And he's been getting pushed. This guy's just hanging around with John Cena.
Yeah, but sometimes you hang around with somebody good that'll rub off on you,
Has it rubbed off on him?
Maybe not. Let's see next year. 2003, brand new year for Bill Buchanan. Right, up next, who we got there?
Charlie Haas.
Right, he had 1 week.
Yeah, so look, I thought Team Angle fucking sucked. For me, it's...
Yeah, but he had 1 week. Let's not talk about he sucked in his run. He had 1 week. For me, it's an F. I don't think they have... Like, the impression they make just... Hey, this is two guys who can wrestle. I mean, they had 1 week. Like, there's so many people on this list who had 1 week and they could have fucking got A or something.
Yeah, but hold on. You can't just automatically put him in F because he had 1 week. You have to judge how good that 1 week was. It's not his fault he came in the last show of the year.
That's what I'm saying. No, I thought their debut sucked.
So you didn't think the other 5 guys in D sucked?
Yeah, but they had more time. They sucked, but I can... Alright, maybe I'm being harsh on Charlie here, but where do you want to put him?
I would say bottom of D.
Right, we'll put him bottom of D then.
Right. Up next we have Chavo Guerrero, the weak link of the Smackdown 6. Didn't really do anything other than come out with Eddie and take losses. For me, Chavo Guerrero, It is a D at best.
I think top of D.
Top of D.
Top of D for Chavo. Right,
Higher
up
than
next.
Voldemort, right, fair enough.
The guy we all want to talk about.
Benoit comes back after the draft on Raw. Doesn't do anything because he's been drafted to SmackDown. Cuts a promo with Ric Flair. It wasn't very interesting. Comes to SmackDown. Gets in a feud with Kurt Angle. Gets in a tag team with Kurt Angle. Has some decent matches as part of the SmackDown 6. But for me, not a memorable year for Chris Benoit. And I think that it could be C.
Some awfully acted segments for this guy, man. Is fake laughing, walking backstage in the rooms that have got no lights on and being tricked by the Guerreros. Like, what IQ do you have, Benoit? Was he already humped at this stage in 2002? With his brain?
Yeah.
I seriously do not get these segments.
It could be C for me, like.
Yeah, I think top of C. It's a shame because you know what? When he got injured in 2001,
He was on a roll.
he was on a fucking roll.
But unfortunately, he just seemed to lose all momentum, and yeah, then he didn't seem to get it back. Up next with Chris Jericho, WrestleMania main event. Undisputed champion. Hell in a Cell match with Triple H, pretty good. He's ended the year starting a feud with Shawn Michaels. Decent tag team with Christian, part of the Elimination Chamber match. Lots of good things about Chris Jericho this year. Where's he going though?
I think it's just one of these guys who has been hampered by his booking rather than what I think everything he did was good.
Yeah, I would probably put him in A.
I'd say behind Booker.
Booker. Yeah. Even though he was undisputed champion.
A lot of great moments for Jericho in 2002, but overall, your booking holds you back.
Up next we have Christian. I think a great year for Christian. I think 2001 was kind of looking good when he joined the Alliance, and I mean, Christian hasn't had a bad year yet in wrestling.
No.
So I think it's top of B. For me, I do put Christian above Bubba Ray.
I'd put him at, he's not quite on Jericho, but B's fine for me.
And also I loved the Un-Americans, so that was good there. Up next we have, it looks like is that the guy from Raw?
What's his name? I was about to say Randy Orton here.
No,
but
it's another guy from Raw. The Harvard. What's his name?
Polinsky.
What's his first name?
I can't remember his first name.
Is that who that is?
I think that's who it is. Yeah.
Chuck.
No, it's no Chuck. Come on, Chuck's up next.
Who is this?
I can't remember his name. Christopher Nowinski.
Christopher Nowinski. Decent. I think Christopher Nowinski's no bad.
Top of C.
Above Benoit and Bully.
I'd say so.
Above Benoit and Bradshaw.
Aye, the Bully. I'd say so. Honestly, this guy, I thought some of his segments were really good.
Right, okay, that's questionable.
Is it?
I'd say so. Chuck, I think we'll just put behind Billy, but beside Billy.
Aye.
Behind him.
He likes it.
This up next, I believe, is Crash Holly.
Oh, a bad year. Yeah, a very bad year.
I think we could put Crash in F here beside done absolutely nothing. Oh, Elroy. Just, he had that, I'm sure he was in a couple of hardcore matches competing for the hardcore title, but just nothing interesting. Right, up next, we have Devon Dudley, or Reverend Devon. Thoughts on Reverend Devon?
I loved Reverend Devon, but again, it was very limited. I mean, he beat Triple H, which is mental. I'm bottom of B, top of C.
Aye, I think we'll go bottom of B.
Fair enough.
If it lasted longer, who knows? Could have been higher. Up next, we have Dawn Marie getting involved with Al Wilson. I mean, some entertaining segments, but I don't think she's the greatest, mic worker ever, but I think she's done an okay job.
I'm thinking in front of the Big Show. Right in there.
Behind Batista?
I'll give Batista the nod. Oh, up next.
Diamond Dallas Page.
It's me. It's a D for me.
Yeah, this guy. I mean, I love DVP, but close to putting him in the F. He just didn't do anything. Right, how high up the D can he go?
He had a Mania match against Christian. It could have been a lot worse.
Is he...
The last thing I remember him doing is wheeling on Mark Henry, who was pushing a car on Smackdown for $200.
Oh, in here?
Aye, in there.
Right. Up next we have D'Lo Brown. Are you down with the Brown?
I thought D'Lo Brown was very good. I thought it was that bad. It was good. I mean, redoing matches on fucking Raw for whatever reason.
It's fucking strange. Bottom of C?
Yep.
Right, okay.
Entertained me.
Eddie Guerrero.
Worse than Benoit.
It just wasn't very... Remember that feud with Austin? And I mean, he gets his hair cut. I guess the mullet's gone.
That was more 2003. But here, what I would say is, I think the actual start of the feud with Austin was pretty decent. Like, the fact that he just battered Austin in a bar. But it just never went. I know Austin left, but...
Well, what about his matches with Rob Van Dam and his matches with Edge? You're saying he was worse than Benoit? You honestly think Guerrero was worse than Benoit? I don't think I'm having that, actually, no.
I'd put him bottom of B. I just realised that ladder match was pretty good.
I mean, Eddie Guerrero had a lot of good matches.
Nah, he's better than Benoit.
He was better than Benoit, yeah. I think bottom of B, there. Edge.
Ooh.
I think, unfortunately for him, the longer the year went on, like, he started off amazing. I think that the hair match, the shampoo match against Booker T was great. His feud with Kurt Angle
Tag team with
was
Hogan.
damn near legend. Yeah, I think it's an A.
Yep.
I think it's an A.
I think top of Booker. Top of Booker.
In front of Booker or below Booker?
In front of Booker. He's so close to an A. If the SmackDown 6 didn't drag on...
He's so close to A, isn't he?
I mean S, sorry.
Yeah, Edge, what a year.
I think it's as good as a mid-carder can get.
It is. It's just a shame towards the end it kind of fizzled out.
Right, up next, Farouk. Talking of pushing cars with Mark Henry, that's what this guy was doing. Not retired yet, though. It's a fucking weird
I
one.
mean, I remember he picked up a couple of surprise wins in a tag team. Was it with him and Devon? They tag team? Did they?
The two black guys.
Thoughts on him?
I like Farouk. I'll put him. He's on the top of. In behind Chavo.
And behind Chavo, right, alright. Funaki.
I like Funaki.
Didn't really wrestle, but SmackDown's #1 announcer. I like him. Yeah,
Besides D'Lo Brown.
I put him in front of D'Lo Brown.
Funaki.
Tempted to put him in front of Big Show, but Big Show did have a world championship.
Goldust.
Fantastic segments with Booker T.
But matches are just a bit...
Unfortunately, that's kind of all we got, though.
I think in between Christian and Bubba.
That's exactly where I was going to go, in between in there.
How do you like me now, Broken Neck?
Sparkplug, Bob Holly, just there, really. Nothing spectacular, nothing that really stands out.
Broke his neck.
Broke his neck. To me, somewhere in the D category, and
I'd say in front of Bill DeMont. Right, up next, the Immortal Hulk Hogan. NWO. Match against The Rock. Won the belt. Feud with Taker, Triple H. The whole stuff with Brock. His tag team run. Is it S for the nostalgia, or is he scraping an A or something? What's he doing? What's the Immortal Hulk Hogan doing for you, brother?
What is he doing for me?
Yeah, it's his last chance to really get a fucking really high rating, I think.
I think it's S.
Fuck it, S.
I think it's S behind Brock Lesnar. Everything Hogan done was important. It was all relevant.
Yeah, and he didn't bury people.
I mean, NWO, the Rock match, the Undisputed Championship reign.
You couldn't imagine 2002 without Hulk Hogan.
No, he wasn't involved in anything bad. Even the quick tag team with Edge was, entertaining to get the belts off the Un-Americans. So, yeah, no, I thought it was really, really good. Up next, we have Ivory. I thought it was Molly Holly. Actually turns out to be Ivory. Didn't really do much Ivory in 2002.
I think right in front of Billy Kidman.
I put her behind Billy Kidman.
Right behind Billy Kidman then.
Up next we have Jackie Gator. Again,
Didn't really do
much. We had that wee segment with McMahon. And then that was pretty much it. That's pretty much all she's offered in 2002. Awful match, by the way. Tough enough winner. Awful match against Trish Stratus with Bubba Ray. I think it's F.
Yeah, I'm going to say
I don't think spinning around half naked in front of McMahon gets you in the D category. I just don't see it.
No.
F.
If you didn't have that match, maybe. But you had that match.
Probably the most memorable the ones in F, so I'll stick her top F. Jacqueline, just again, I remember she was in a couple of triple threat matches, but just there. At least she didn't suck like Jackie Gator, so it's probably bottom of D somewhere.
Aye, bottom of D.
Maybe put her above Charlie Haas just because she, did more than him.
Jamal.
Right, we've got Jamal. I liked 3 Minute Warning, but they quickly became old. I'd maybe say bottom of C.
Yeah, I'll say bottom of C. It's just one of those things where as soon as he started wrestling, it went downhill.
It was. Jamie Noble, Cruiserweight Champion. Very funny run, I think, with him and the whole money thing and the, living in a trailer park and going from being poor to rich and living it up. I enjoyed Jamie Noble's run. Where's he going, though?
Behind Eddie Guerrero. I liked them.
Yeah,
Single-handedly carried the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah, I think he was the best Cruiserweight Champion this
year.
year.
And some Smackdowns, by the way.
Yeah, could have been top of C, but I think bottom of B is fair as well. Alright, we've got Jazz.
I'm going to say F. I mean, what did she do? Start of the year, and then got injured. I never rated Jazz,
Mania match. Yeah,
I never got it. She was a wrestler in an era where no one really gave a fuck about women's wrestling. And she didn't have the looks. And it's not like she was that good, you had to take note.
I think we'll stick her top of F.
Yeah, top of F. Down.
Jeff Hardy, great match against The Undertaker.
Decent feud with Brock.
Then
he was on the rocks.
Yeah, he was on the rocks. Ended 2002 off his head. Was it a great run? Was it a great year? I mean, probably not for Jeff Hardy.
It was 2 on and off, man. I'm going to say top of C for Jeff.
I think top of C is absolutely fine. Up next, we have the Doctor of Thugonomics, the prototype, Big Match John, or in this case, Little Match John, Mr. Ruthless Aggression. Great debut. Then it just kind of went downhill massively, but he ended the year pretty strong with the new rapper gimmick, which impressed me. I'd say that should be enough to get John Cena actually probably above Jeff Hardy in the top of C.
Yeah, I think top of C for John.
I think that's where John's going to go.
Right, is that just incredible? Because I am saying F every day of the week.
Yeah, just incredible.
Not incredible.
I put him maybe here, or maybe behind Bossman. I can't remember anything this guy done in that year.
Yeah, I can't. X Factor was dead.
Alright, Kane, the Big Red Machine, Cody Fook. It was an okay year. He ends it, I guess, RVD's tag team partner winning the championship. Had a mini feud with Scott Hall in the NWO. But it wasn't Kane's best year.
No, I'm going to put Kane bottom of B. Actually,
I think C somewhere.
Yeah, I think as soon as I said
behind
that,
Cena or on top of Cena or
behind John. Expect more, right? Big Sexy.
Kevin Nash comes in. I like Kevin Nash. NWO does his quad. Then it kind of all went downhill for there. But I liked Kevin Nash in the NWO while it lasted. Even though it was kind of like the jobber version. Didn't get that WrestleMania match, which kind of sucked. Kevin Nash, where's he going? Is he going in the C? I mean, he probably is.
Where, though? Because, let's not kid ourselves. He had about 4 matches. Ever? Fuck, did he?
How low can you go? I mean, it's probably...
I'll put him in front of Batista, right?
I like that.
Because he still had the moments. You know, you're destroying The Rock. You've got the Austin segments. There's still stuff there to...
There is, right. Kurt Angle.
S.
I think Kurt Angle top year, fantastic. I mean, the feud with Edge I thought was phenomenal. Yeah, just... Look, I do think that the ending of 2002 when he's a champ kind of sucked for a month straight, but I'm not going to hold that against him too much. I mean, it was a great year for Kurt Angle, a phenomenal year. Matches with Hogan, matches with pretty much everybody. Never had a bad match. You have the Rey Mysterio stuff in there as well. The whole brand split. I should have been number 1. You know, that was great. I loved Kurt Angle this year. I thought the guy was phenomenal. He also had the mini feud with Austin as well, shortly before, just after 2001, after the Alliance. So, yeah, Kurt for me, S.
Yeah, S for me. I'm going to put him
probably
in between them.
Maybe just better than Hogan, but not as good as Brock. Lance Storm. This will be the highest I think Lance Storm ever features on a tier list. I would actually put Lance Storm in B. And I can't believe I'm going to say that, but I do think he deserves to go in the B category.
No. Year of the Un-Americans, absolutely. Lance Storm. Next year, pillows are getting whipped out.
Where do you want to stick him, though? That's the question.
In front of Devon.
Front of Devon. Yeah, that's probably fair, but we'll go in there. Really good year for Lance Storm. Great tag team with Christian, the Un-Americans. Actually cut some really good promos as well, if I can be serious for a minute. Right, next we have Lita. Wasn't her best year, didn't really...
Got injured.
Yeah, didn't really do much, got injured, got picked in the draft though, which is good for her, but... yeah, even if I don't recall her being champion or anything like that. Just, I think she was injured for felt like she was injured for the majority of the year. Kind of was more of a fallet than anything to the Hardys. Kind of just stuck around. Lita, it's I'd say it's D somewhere.
It's a shame. I think if she didn't get injured, like, could have been a very good year, but she did.
How low can you go though? I mean, really, all she kind of did was hang around with the Hardys.
Yeah.
On Raw, more so Jeff.
In front of Build 'Em On.
In front of Build 'Em On. Mark Hendry, world's strongest man. Done some, like, competitions backstage. Made some people lose money.
Great match with Brock.
Great match with Brock. Lifting stuff. I mean, that overhead belly to belly was insane. It was an okay year. I would put Mark Hendry in the C. I think he done enough just to get a D. I was entertained by Mark Hendry and his, like, wee mad...
shenanigans?
Yeah, shenanigans backstage. Everyone betting on him to see how much shit he could lift. I kind of got a cheap pop out of me. So, C for Mark Hendry. I would say... Do we put him above Batista?
I'd put him above Batista.
Right. Up next, version 1, Matt Hardy. I know some people are going to say that's crazy. I'd probably put him in A.
I was going to say in front of Goldust, but if you want to go bottom A, that works for me.
Well, let me think here. Didn't really do much until he became version 1, didn't he? Not?
Oh, yeah.
You know, we'll go B. You think behind Christian?
Aye.
If he had this gimmick for the full year, I reckon he could have been into A. But with a Cruiserweight Championship, you know, with his name on it next year, who knows, maybe the guy can get into A. But I thought this is probably the best run of Matt Hardy's career. Albeit he was a tag team guy, but I think most people expected Matt Hardy to fail when he split up the Hardys, but he had a much better year than Jeff, so.
Get the coke, Jeff.
Maven. Let's talk about Maven. So, the Royal Rumble, was that this year?
It was
that.
that
Yeah,
year.
this year just sneaked in there, eliminates Taker, tough enough.
Decent hardcore spot at Mania, where he
Yeah.
escaped in, like, the taxi.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's a C.
Yeah, I think Maven's a C.
I'd put Maven. I gotta be honest here. Where's he going? Remember he had that little feud with Tori Wilson and Tajiri?
Yeah.
That was interesting. Is he above Mark Hendry or in front of Batista? In here, does that look about right for Maven?
That looks about right for Maven.
Right, up next we have Molly Holly. Good year. I thought
year.
really, really good year for Molly Holly. Definitely one of the more impressive women on the... I would say B. I'd probably put Molly Holly in the B category.
I agree. I think Molly Holly, good worker, good on the mic. King, putting her over as well.
That definitely helped it. See, to be honest, like, yeah, especially when you factor in King's commentary, I think Molly Holly brought me a lot better moments than a lot of people on this list here. I would probably say...
A lot of good stuff with her, like Nowinski and Regal.
I would maybe stick her in here.
I'd say so,
Molly
yeah.
Holly above
Boom.
Billy and Chuck, right. Mr. Perfect, I think's an F.
Way an F. I'm actually going to put him last. You know why?
He botched his first promo. He botched, and he's supposed to be perfect. He fucking botched.
No, true, but it's like
this guy was last 4 in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but think of it though. You're bringing a guy in, right? That's not been seen in WWE in like almost like a decade. Well, maybe not a decade at that point, but like, a good number of years. Could have been pushed as like a proper main event upper mid card guy, and it just fell flat.
It fizzled out.
Like comparing to the people that came back around the same time as him, like the Godfather, Big Boss Man, Val Phoenix, he is way above them in terms of stature.
Yep.
And delivered nothing. It's bottom for me.
Should have been so much better than it was, but unfortunately it wasn't. So bottom, just behind Justin. Well, actually, is that fair?
I think it is fair. His stature, yeah.
No, he's got to go above these two, like, for sure. And Crash Holly. No, come on, he's got to go above them. These guys did fucking...
but they're jobbers.
I know, but I can remember a match against Austin in the Rumble moment. I can't remember shit with these guys.
Right.
I remember him walking past NWO, and they're like, "Do you need help, brother?" And he's like, "No." They were basically, I think they were offering him a 4th spot, and they were like, "Nah." No, so...
There you go, then.
Nydia up next. I know she didn't wrestle, but I think her and Jamie Noble make a great pair, and without her, Jamie Noble's not as good. So
In between Nash and Henry.
in between Nash and Hep, you sure?
Why? Was that high?
No, I would put her higher than that. Like,
Right, how much higher?
well, Jamie Noble's in B.
Yeah, but he's working. You know what I mean?
I'd say,
In front of Nowinski.
I will stick her in front of Nowinski.
Right.
No, Nuncio comes in, doesn't really
D.
do. I mean, yeah, just
Got a
not,
cousin. Nunzio.
yeah, that's kind of fucking sucked, to be honest. Let's see, I'd say behind.
I remember.
I'd say in there because
Right.
he was there slightly.
Get the
Perry
mop,
Sarton,
Jeff.
can't even remember this guy.
Get the mop, Jeff.
Perry Sarton, what did he do in 2002?
Nothing. F.
F.
Mm.
Did he do more than these guys? I'll stick him
Aye,
in here.
right.
I remember him more than Just Incredible.
Right, Randy Orton. Hampered by injuries.
Hampered
Good work at the end of the year.
I'd say it's a C. I'd
Yes.
say he gets somewhere into C.
I'd say he's in front of Maven. He's better than Batista.
Maven, where's Maven? Alright, so right, in there, boom.
Right, Raven. That's
What
so
about
Raven.
me? What about Raven? Gets fired after losing that hardcore match.
Then, there's something about Raven.
I'm
that
a big
I love.
fan of Raven, but
Aye.
just unfortunately he didn't really get much spotlight in WWE. I'd say it's probably C though. C somewhere.
He scrapes a C for me.
Uh,
Not because of him. I think, in a hardcore division that lasted months after the guy went, I don't see why they couldn't have kept
Stick
him around.
him in here.
Aye.
Rey Mysterio. Good matches, good debut, but not a lot else, to be honest. I mean, not much character development.
Look, the guy can cut promos, though. I just don't understand why they didn't give him a mic.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
cut them in WCW. It's not like, he did it later.
I think it's a C for me.
Yeah, I think it's top of C.
I don't know if I prefer Mysterio over John Cena, like.
Right, put him bottom. Behind
But then again, he
John.
did have better matches, didn't he?
Just put him behind John.
I'd say in there.
Prepare him for 2011.
I'll stick him in here.
Right, up next.
Ric Flair, oh god. It just wasn't very good, I gotta be honest. Oh, McMahon, we're partners. I thought he was a
Well,
very...
that stuff was alright.
Yeah, but after that, when he became... His feud with Austin, I mean, Jesus
The
Christ.
feud with Taker was no bad, but yeah, he almost single-handedly killed Raw.
Yeah, I'll put him in C, I think, but it should have been higher. I mean, he should have been higher than
Fucking
C.
C?
Where were you going to stick
I
him?
was going to put him top of D, like.
Top of D.
I thought Ric Flair.
Oh, aye, his feud with Taker and McMahon was good. D.
Aye, he almost killed Raw.
Aye, well, he didn't. Raw's still
I put
going.
him bottom of C.
Bottom of C, and there you go. Ric Flair in there. Rico. I mean, apart from being the stylist, what did the guy do? I'll stick bottom of C just for being the stylist. And
Yeah.
Rikishi, job guy.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Rikishi. What happened?
I mean,
You
he
look flat today.
pretty much just used to put people over, and you wouldn't have thought that because in 2001, I'm a bad man. You'd have thought this guy was going to go somewhere. Didn't really happen.
Even in 2001, though, he derailed.
Yeah, towards the end of it. I think once he started teaming up with Haku, like, it was...
That was more start of 2001, but yeah.
Yeah, 2000 was probably his best year, to be fair. Trying to remember exactly. But yeah, I'd say D, C or D.
Aye, that'll do, Donkey.
Could be
Get him
D,
in
actually.
there.
Top of D.
D for Donkey.
I'll stick him above Chavo Guerrero. RVD, I think should be in the A category.
Yes. Top of A.
Yeah, phenomenal year. Above Edge. Did he have better matches than Edge? I think him and Taker had some phenomenal matches.
Yep.
It's tough to decide between RVD
Good
and
match
Edge.
with Michaels in the Chamber. Good matches with Triple H, I thought. Good start of the year as well.
Yep.
I think A.
Well, obviously it's A.
Top A.
It's close between him and Edge. I think you can
He
switch
was
it
in the
either way.
SmackDown 6.
Right, up next we have Rosie.
Put him beside Jamal.
Yeah, in there. Razor Ramon, Scott Hall.
Marvelous me. R.I.P.
Yeah, rest in peace,
Even though
Scott
there's
Hall.
a few of them that's died in this list, I feel like he's the first noteworthy guy that's died.
Well, I mean, that's... Benoit comes to mind, like... But
And Guerrero.
that's true.
Yeah, but I prefer Scott Hall than those two.
Same.
That's this fucking aura about him.
Scott Hall, like the NWO, just... I mean, I would probably just put him beside Kevin Nash. I think
Nah,
that's
he's better than Nash.
a bit in front of him.
Clear of Nash.
Or do you think could he had more matches and he had the feud with Bradshaw and stuff and Kane? Would you put him higher up?
I would put him. Not much higher. I'd put him in front of Jeff. I thought Hall's match against Austin was alright.
Alright, Scott Steiner comes in, throws Matt Hardy in the Winsky out the ring, and then straight away we see him deciding, is he going to sign with Bischoff, going to sign with Stephanie? Then he gets involved with Triple H. Straight away he's getting world title shots. I thought it was a decent run, albeit it didn't last long, but I thought it was impressive when he came in at Survivor Series. I would probably put Scott Steiner in B. I think, even though it was short, I think it was a decent short run while it lasted. So for me, it's either B or maybe because he didn't really wrestle, C. I mean, has he even had a match?
No, I put him in B though. I thought he came in, made as good as impact.
Straight into the main event. I thought the vignettes and all that stuff were good. So put him behind Jamie Noble, or does he go a bit higher than this? Or
Well, put him bottom of B because
he's not wrestled.
Yeah.
Oh God! Up next we have Scotty 2 Hottie.
Fuck, did he even have? Oh,
it could be an F for me.
Nah, I think it's an F.
I'll put him behind. Oh God! I'll put him behind in here.
Aye.
Or beside. Nah, beside. Did he even wrestle? You know what? I don't even remember. I remember Crash and Big Boss Man wrestling. I don't remember this guy wrestling.
There were two behind him, right? Anyway, Shannon Moore.
Decent stuff
C.
with Matt, but I mean, Matt's the big team.
The man.
Right, C. Where's he going? Is it bottom of C or is it, yeah? I don't. He's not better than. Yeah, I mean, maybe above Rico.
In there.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels. Right. This might be controversial because, but then you can only judge Michaels, right, on what he's done. You can't say, well, here he wasn't around for that long, so therefore I'm going to put him in a lower. You can only judge him on what he's done, and it's an S. It's hands down an S.
What about the NWO stuff? Is that not why I'm doing?
Yeah, he was arguably the best. He was in it for like 2 weeks. Come on, his return with Triple H. Winning the world title.
Hey, I'm not.
The Elimination Chamber match.
I'm playing devil's advocate. I'd put him above Hogan.
I'd put him above, but I would say I think if he was around longer, he could have been top.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, coming back for the back injury and having that sort of impact in the year, absolutely phenomenal.
Mate.
For me, the best match of the year with Triple H. I know some people.
A bunch of them.
Yeah. I know people voted in our poll. People voted for Hogan, Rock, but I think we all know this was the best match, him versus Triple H at SummerSlam.
Absolutely.
Meet Sean. It's not Meet. Sean Stasiak.
He is Meat.
No, he's no.
He is. Where have you been?
Meat's is Meat no that other guy?
No, it's him.
Are you sure?
I'm 83% sure.
No, is Meat no Meat? Nah, Meat's the guy that was doing the promos with his like fucking mother.
Beaver. Guy.
That's no Sean Stasiak.
It is,
that's no. I'm telling you, that's no Sean Stasiak.
If you don't know who it is, it's me.
I do know who it is. If you talk for a minute and let me think who it is.
Well, Sean Stasiak is Meat.
Is that guy who was in the Headbangers? Not Thrasher, Mosh. So fucking take that.
No, I think it's two different people. Meat and Beaver. No, it is. That's two different people.
You told me it was the same person.
I got it wrong. This Meat's different. You're right though. That guy wasn't the Headbanger, but this guy's Meat. Anyway, he's Vince.
What? Sean Stasiak?
Yep.
Hold on, you were saying this guy was the best part of Raw?
When?
What? Planet Stasiak? What are you on about?
Where do you want to put him then?
Well, wait, where were you going to stick him?
I don't know.
You said he's mince, I thought you were going to stick him in F or something.
No, it was more of a reference for him.
You were saying this guy's got the same charisma as The Rock. You don't remember this?
I do remember saying that.
Planet Stasiak.
I think I was on Planet Stasiak.
I like Stasiak, right?
No, I said mince because
for me it's C. I'm putting him in C somewhere.
I see.
Where about? I'm putting him. I think in here. I think above Jeff Hardy.
That'll do, eh?
Well, do you want to agree or disagree?
Mince is going in there.
Well, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, the more I think of it, he's the man.
I thought you liked this guy.
I did, but he didn't do much in the last half, did he?
Nah, but fuck it, he was good. Shelton Benjamin will just stick beside Charlie Haas and D. The guy appeared for 1 week and it didn't impress me.
Right, Spike Dudley.
Down. I mean, you can't really say much bad things about Spike. In terms of selling, has there been a better guy that can take punishment off a big dude?
No.
See, when you look at what he sold, the way he sold against like Brock or Mike Awesome in ECW, I don't think it's better than Spike Dudley. is a guy that you can just fucking... Every time he goes for the Dudley Dog, you know there's going to be a table positioned on the outside for his ass to go straight through.
Clean arse first.
Sounds like Billy and Chuck would be into that. But anyway, yeah, East by Dudley, nothing fantastic, but I've got too much respect to put the guy in D. So I say we put him in C somewhere.
Yes, we'll put him above D-Lo. Actually, put him above Raven.
Above Raven. What about me? What about Raven? Stacey Keebler. I thought she had a great 2002, especially stuff with McMahon. Came in and then went to Raw, did the stuff with Test as well. I mean, didn't really wrestle that much, but she did have a mini feud with Trish Stratus. Is it Stacey Keebler's best year in the company? I mean, it might be. That one segment with McMahon is...
It's iconic.
Yeah, it's more memorable than a lot of anything people in this list will do, so I've got to factor that in. I would probably put her in the B category.
Yeah, I agree with the B category for Stacey Keebler. I mean, the moments alone, we're not talking about wrestling ability here, it's the moments.
How high up do we go, though? I mean, is she above Steiner? I'd say so, just due to Steiner's lack of...
I'd probably put her in there.
In here?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
In there. Stevie Richards. I mean, it kind of hung around with Victoria being crazy, but it wasn't the greatest with Stevie Richards. I don't mind Stevie Richards. I think the guy's alright.
Better than Funaki. Fuck, better than Big Show. I'd say I'm behind Dawn Marie.
Dawn Marie.
Right, up next. I've been waiting to do this guy, right? Pretty much ever since we started doing this, because I have no real fucking idea where to put him.
It's a tricky one. I mean, so you've got start of the year, taking on Jericho, taking on Angle, getting him involved with NWO, him and Rock against NWO, WrestleMania.
The Rumble build-up was good.
Yeah, Rumble build-up was good. WrestleMania, takes on Scott Hall, decent match. After that, we see him feud with Taker, number one contender match. He believes Ric Flair screwing him. I thought him also not showing up on Raw after WrestleMania and getting the whole free agent thing in the draft was good. McMahon and Flair both wanting to sign him. He goes to Raw, and for me, it's when as soon as he starts the feud with like Flair and Big Show and the fucking shite new version of the NWO, that's when it went downhill. Got in a little feud with Eddie Guerrero as well, but I mean, it was all right, like, but by Austin's standards, it was disappointing.
I think from the start of the year right up to he gets drafted to Raw, you'd probably rate it like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. But once it goes to Flair, I honestly think the stuff with Flair's near an F. I can't even believe I'm saying that about Stone Cold, but it's like, how do you go from the Alliance, the Invasion, Mania X7, the 2001 fucking Rumble, to that?
Yeah, but what I will say is I think Austin was not bad in this stuff. It's just Flair dragged it down. I don't think Austin was that bad. Austin pissing on Anderson I thought was really good. It's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
I mean, top of C taking the piss, or is that justified?
I always think more top of B, like, to be honest.
So it's going to have to be middle of B then.
Right, well, let's see here. I mean, I think Christian... What about in between Billy and Chuck and Lance Storm?
That sounds about right. I can't believe I'm putting Austin there, but I think it has to be.
I mean, I don't...
Molly Holly above Steve Austin.
I think you're making it that the run was worse than it was, personally. I would have had them top of B, but...
He took his ball and went home.
Well, it doesn't really reflect the run, but... Whatever. Tajiri up next.
It does if you try and play with the ball.
You know, some interesting stuff with Tajiri on Smack. The Tori Wilson stuff was good. I like Tajiri. Thought it was a decent year. Probably somewhere in the C category. I don't know. We stick him... I'd put him above... I'd maybe put him beside Jeff Hardy or something. In here.
That'll do for Tajiri, yeah.
Any thoughts, or...
Well, no, I thought it was a decent year for him, but I think once he turned heel, it was good initially, but then it kind of just petered off, didn't it?
Right, Taz. He had a run with Spike Dudley. It wasn't memorable. Then just became...
Got injured or something, then... Yeah, great commentator. Can't complain with commentary, but...
No, a great commentator, but, I mean, how high does that get him? For me, he's probably just in the C.
I'd say bottom of C. It's hard to rate the guy.
Terry Runnels doesn't really do much. Has some throwaway jobber matches when they just fill her in. Don't personally think she's a great interviewer or announcer either. I would say I can't go higher than D. Like, I mean, it could maybe even go F.
I wouldn't go F. I'd say bottom of D.
Oh, in front of Nuncio, I think.
All right.
Or in front of Jack.
Right, up next,
In front of Jacqueline.
we've got Test. And I think Test is going...
Great year. I think great year.
I think Test is going in front of Goldust for me.
Yeah, because he's had the Un-American run. He had the match against The Undertaker, the feud with Kane. At the end of the year, when it looked like nothing was happening for him, he's teamed back up with Stacey Keebler, so he got a lot of good stuff in there. His match against Brock Lesnar at the King of the Ring was very underrated as well. So yeah, for me, Test, very good year. You're putting him above Goldust. I'll agree with that. I mean, I think you could have put Goldust above Test, but I mean, whatever, we'll stick him in here. The Godfather. Don't really recall The Godfather doing anything.
He didn't. He came back at the Rumble, and that was about it.
It's an S for them.
It's an F.
Sorry, it's like, put him... I'll put him...
I think he did come out during the Hot Lesbian Action segment, which was pretty funny, but...
Right, we'll
and
stick
the
him.
wedding as well.
Nah, we'll stick him.
But in terms of...
Right, what do you want? How high up F do you want to stick him?
Top of F, we'll give him.
Top of F.
He's the leader.
Right, the Hurricane. Bit of a strange one.
Tale of Two Halves.
Yeah.
Some decent stuff, but then some really weird stuff. Like, his feuds were more on Velocity than the main roster.
Didn't like the stuff with Nidia and Jamie Noble.
No.
That was pretty damn poor. Had a tag team championship win with Kane, which was interesting.
The best match he was a part of, he wasn't even in it.
Well, that's true.
TLC 4.
Probably somewhere towards the lower ends of C, I'm thinking, for the Hurricane. Or
yeah, I agree with that. Right, we've got a few.
was we sticking him behind Funaki? Or
I will put him in there. Look at the next 3 coming up, 3 in a row.
oh God, right? You got the Rock. The Rock says no your damn role. I mean, the guy had WrestleMania. It was the main event, in my opinion, against Hogan, and then he's also got the SummerSlam match against Brock.
Triple threat match at Vengeance.
That was great. Shut up, bitch, to Triple H. That was fantastic as well.
Was.
The Rock.
Buried the NWO at no way.
He did, didn't he? I mean, I think The Rock is he S? I think he has to be.
Yeah, I'm going to give him S.
If Hogan's S, then Rock's S. Now, is Rock going above Hogan or below?
I'll put him just behind Hogan.
Just behind Hogan. Alright, fair enough. Undertaker, for me, I think Undertaker was the best. I would put him top. I can understand if you want to go with Brock, but
no, I'll put Taker top.
You agree then?
Yes.
Hands down.
Doesn't mean Brock's bad though.
I would say this is. I think it's Taker's best year of his career.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't understand the hate the American Badass gimmick gets.
No, especially like the middle part of 2002.
The guy was carrying both shows.
Yeah, I don't understand why people...
He feuded with everybody?
Maybe he's had a better year previously, but does he have a better year from 2003 onwards? I don't think so.
Yo, the guy feuded with Van Damme, Hogan, Triple H, Rock, Austin, Angle, and then all these mini feuds as
Dreamer,
well.
Orton, fucking... Like, what the hell? It was insane. Definitely an S for me. Up next, we've got Tommy Dreamer. And like I said, he feuded with Undertaker, feuded with Nowinski, feuded with quite a lot of people. Good match with RVD for the hardcore title. It's a shame the hardcore title had to leave because this would have been the perfect guy to carry this hardcore title around for the test of time. You know, this guy could have been hardcore champion and never took the belt off him. I would say Tommy Dreamer. I think he had a good run. I'm thinking either near the top of C or towards the bottom of B. That's kind of where I'm thinking with Tommy Dreamer.
Top of C. Down.
Above
Big John.
Above Big John, right. Tori Wilson. Thoughts on Tori Wilson? Had the stuff with Tajiri, was pretty good. Had the stuff with Don Marie and Al Wilson.
I would say near the top of C. Not quite as good as Stacey Keebler.
What about in between Ray and Cena?
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Boom. Triple H.
Right, I don't think it's S. I'll say that straight away.
No,
You know what, right? You always hear about Triple H. Oh, I tuned out of wrestling when this guy kicked off the show with 15-minute promos. Yeah, I still like Triple H, but to me, he's not quite the top 6 there. Return was great. You know, some really good stuff.
I'd actually put him between Edge and Booker. That's what I'm thinking. Like,
no, I'll agree with that. You know, it's always said about Triple H that they need someone good to work with to get something good out of him. And if you look at this year, It's almost like Exhibit A of that.
Aye. Trish Stratus. I don't think she's the best. I wouldn't put her above Molly Holly.
No, I thought it was a pretty mediocre year for Trish.
It's
Probably her best year wrestling, but in terms of stories, it was the worst.
Yeah, she's definitely getting better wrestling. I'd say it's towards the top of C.
Yes, I agree with that.
Is she above Tori Wilson? I mean, maybe.
But in terms of stories, there was nothing really. It was just wrestling.
How low can you go?
Round about
I mean,
there.
some of the mixed tag matches were good. I think we'll stick her in here, but above Sean Stasiak. Val Fiennes, the big Val Boski. Don't really remember much.
No.
Well, Chief Morley at the end, I guess, was not bad.
I'll put him...
Towards the bottom of C, I think.
Aye. Need a wee bit more of Chief Morley.
How about in behind D'Lo?
Aye, in there.
In
If it was
behind
his
it.
politics, though, he might be S.
Yeah. Victoria. Victoria. How high can you go? I think it's definitely B for me,
Yes, Victoria, great
but
debut
I'm
year.
not quite sure
In terms
how.
of a woman, man, you can't get much of a better debut year.
So could it be A? Or is it just not? No. Well, based on what she done, is it A or can you not really justify A? I'd say it's close to the top of B, but not quite A.
I would say above...
Is she above? Is she
above
Molly? Is she above Molly Holly?
Above Bubba Ray. I finally got... I fucking stuttered like
So
Bubba
she's
Ray
above
there.
Molly Holly, yeah.
Yes.
And above Goldust, or
No, I think just a man Goldust.
hey, in there. Vince McMahon.
Was there for 6 months, then just introduced Bischoff, and then he pissed off.
Yeah.
Introduced the Poison, which was great.
Is that a B? Or is it an A?
I mean, you've got the draft. Every time McMahon's on the screen, it's fucking epic, man. I can't...
Is that
the
above
stuff with
Jericho?
Stacey, yeah. I'll put him above Jericho.
Do you think that's right, though, behind Booker?
Yeah.
I think Booker had a better year than McMahon. Maybe Booker should be above a Triple H. I don't
But
know,
see,
actually.
see the way people bury 2001, right? I think 2001 is a lot of wrestlers' like best years.
Aye. Agreed. Right, Willie Regal. Kind of ruined.
Sums this guy up as well. I think 2001's his best year.
Yeah, 2002 kind of wasn't as good. Yeah, I don't. The tag team of Lance Storm and William Regal doesn't really work for me.
No.
It's not as good as the Un-Americans, that's for sure. I'd say he's probably in C somewhere.
Where is Lance Storm?
Well, all the Un-Americans are in B. Now, do we put William Regal at the bottom of B?
No, it wasn't.
I'd say he's not as good as them. I'd say it's somewhere in C.
Slap him beside Sean Stasiak.
Put him behind Sean Stacey.
Up next, we've got the X Factor, and I think he was the F Factor.
Yeah, what did he do in 2002?
NWO jobber.
Oh god, NWO. What did he do after that when they disbanded? Did they kind of just leave, or is it D then, or?
I'm gonna say F. You know what? I don't even know this. I've never rated X-Pac.
I think the best run of his career when he was in DX. I'd say that's about the best. I think the best run of his career is when he was in DX and he started teaming with Kane after Triple H made him over.
Hired simply because of who he is and who he's friends with.
Well, what's your best run of X-Pac's career?
I'd probably say when he initially rejoins WWE.
You don't think it's a wee bit after that, no?
No, I'd say around about that.
I thought when he was the leader of DX for like a month.
No, well, I mean, I thought when he was teaming with Kane it was alright, but you know, the moment with the 1-2-3 kids, good. But after that, like, in the NWO and WCW, he's a fucking background character if I've ever seen one.
Right, do you know how you should put him in D? I think F's a bit harsh.
What did he do apart from join the NWO this year? Name what was he doing? Start of the year.
Couple of matches, no? Like...
Alright, put him bottom of D then.
No, I know what. We'll stick him in here. We'll stick him behind Mr. Perfect, I think. How about that?
No, it's a shame. See if you stuck one more person from C into B, you would have like perfect symmetry.
You would, but we ain't going to do that.
We're not going to do that, right? But see if you just look at this tier list, it's so much more evened out. When we do current wrestling, man, it's like you've got no one in S, you've got 2 people in A, and then every other bastard in D and F.
Yeah, but I also feel like the people that were put in... I feel like the people that were put in like the 2 lower categories, it's kind of just due to like a lack of direction rather than the fact that they suck.
Yeah, there's a lot of good people in there.
Like, I mean, we'll put the world's greatest tag team in D, but who's to say if they had more than a week, they could have done more stuff. So, yeah, that's our tier list, guys. I think the top 6 are deserving of the S. Could RVD and Edge be in the A category? I mean, I would say so. I mean, you could have bumped them up, but for me to be in this category, I think you need to have, like, main events, don't you? Maybe not even necessarily like pay-per-views, but I think you need to have those, like, big programs, and I don't know if the guys in this had it.
True. But before we leave you, let's do a prediction. Who'll be top in 2003 and who'll be bottom? Who are you going for bottom in 2003?
Well, I can't really think of bottom off the top of my head because, I mean, there could be that many jobbers. It could be one of the big fucking 7-foot guys for Smackdown. But in terms of who's going to be top in 2003, it could be Shawn Michaels. Could be John Cena. Don't know.
Well, no, I think 2003 is a wee bit early for John.
You think so?
Aye, fucking way too
no,
early.
I don't know. I mean, I think John Cena could be right up there. Yeah, we'll see. Who do you think is going to be top?
I think bottom's going to be Nathan Jones. I think that's a fair shout. And top of 2003, I'm going to go with Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon, damn it. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's our tier list. Let us know your thoughts on it down below, and we'll catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.